A Denver mattress ends soon.
Local Sky 3, the biggest views from where you live.
We are going to make your house look beautiful this morning. Not really us here on 3+U, but Louis Otero, who is back on the show with Refined Home Finishes, because spring is your season, right? Once the rains will get away, you can do a lot of magic around town.
Yes, the rain has been causing a little bit of problems, but hopefully the sun is going to come out.
Okay, so I'm gonna reveal a story.
Okay.
So first of all, Louis and I are now neighbors.
Yeah.
He's moved into my neighborhood, and Louis did work on a house in our neighborhood before he moved in. And you'll find out there's a neighborhood Facebook page. Okay, and somebody put on the neighborhood Facebook page a shout out to another neighbor who recently had their house done by you.
How cool.
Everybody in the neighborhood is zeroing in on this house because it was beautiful to begin with, but what you've done and then they've continued on looks great.
So I was happy to do that house just because it's like in the entrance kind of. So when you're coming into the golf course and
don't tell where we live.
Oh yeah, into that area. But anyways, you can see the house right on the corner. You know, and so a lot of people have been really complimenting and saying what a beautiful house. But it's a lime wash, so guys, if you're tired of your brick and you know it's been dated and it's kind of you know needs a refresh, we can do the lime wash or the full coverage and really bring it to life.
So let's talk about this though, because part of what makes your schedule busy, although you can get to people, you're not having to wait months and months, right, to show up at somebody's house to do the work. Isn't that right?
Yes, we're only 2 weeks out right now, so we can get you in. Call me today. We'll put you on the schedule to come out and do an estimate and really go over colors and your vision, and then we can get you scheduled in for 2 weeks. We're about 2 weeks out right now. The rain, hopefully if it stays away, we'll stay at 2 weeks, but yeah, that's where we are.
Well, it's important though to know this about Louis because he mentioned the lime wash. That is sort of unique to you. It's not a paint, and it is this high quality Italian lime, right?
Yes, so they pull the lime from the caves of Italy and they ship it here and we produce it here in Atlanta. And so when the lime soaks into the brick, it stays there. You know, it's there for over 20 years. Now, if you do the lime wash, with time, it'll continue to age and build character as time goes. But it's just a gorgeous look. It's beautiful. We can do different shades of whites and beiges, grays, and really bring the home to a whole new look. I mean, you get to stay in your home, but you know, bring it to a new modern 2020s look.
And anytime you're making an investment in your home, you want it to do just that, make your property value grow. Because it is such a classic look, brick tones can get dated by decade, right? I mean, a house that was well built in the 70s, people don't want that color brick as much anymore, right?
That's right. So like in the 70s and 80s, you saw a lot of like yellowy, peachy brick. You know, in the 90s, late 90s was like really red brick. So you know that pink brick, it's like not flattering anymore. It's very dated. So we can definitely change those colors and make it look, amazing and pop again.
So part of what you do though when you're there, I mentioned the transformation of this house in our neighborhood. Once they started with you, then they kept going and going and going. But you kind of, I think, guide people in that way too, to either put them in touch with somebody or help with their gutters or whatever, right?
So I'm not a designer, but I do a lot of design because I don't know, I have a good vision for what looks good. I look at a lot of houses and I look at a lot of trends and I look at a lot of what's hot right now, and so I can go over that with them and give them color ideas that are going to be modern and for today's look.
Okay, but do you ever have something where you're talking to a client and they think they want one thing, but then you kind of get to know them, or you'll hear them talk a little bit and their personality reveals to you that they ought to consider something else?
Sometimes I can kind of, with the architecture of the home, you can go a different way because you don't want to do, maybe a lime wash on maybe, let's say, a rancher or something like that. It just doesn't fit. Like you want it to fit the architecture of the home, but full coverage kind of goes with every architecture. So we can kind of look at it and kind of see what fits the home and what they like.
You mentioned the 20 years on the lime wash. Is that right, or is that on the paint?
On the paint. So the masonry flat that we use, which is the lime that's full coverage, it's warranted for over 20 years to hold and never go away.
So if you
there.
choose a full coverage look, it's going to maintain that look for 20 years.
Plus 20 years plus. So you don't have to really do anything to it for over 20 years. It's supposed to hold, and very low maintenance, you know.
And the lime wash, if that's the look you choose, you're probably choosing it because you want that aged quality anyway. That will just increase with time for you.
Exactly. It'll just continue to build character.
Okay, so here's how you get in touch with Louis and his team, because he does have the full team. That's how he can get to you in 2 weeks or less, right?
That's right.
So it's refinedhomefinishes.com. The phone number is 438-1950. Drive around, see some houses that you like, Pinterest yourself away, and then let Louis come and work his magic. Thank you,
Thank
neighbor.
Huck and Peck is in stock with thousands of pieces of furniture to deliver today. Over 125 sofas in stock. Or if you're looking for your unique custom sectional, sofa, or chair, our lead times are the fastest in the industry. Come see all we have to offer.
At Chattanooga College, we believe our graduates can make a difference in the lives of others. That's why